And we are live. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're on the world, guys. And welcome to Let's Chat Live, day number 8, 2026 with Tina. So for those of you who don't know me, my name's Tina Willis and I am an online business coach and mentor. And I have been doing this now for the past 6 years. I have got my own legitimate business here in the UK, but I am a part of a global community of entrepreneurs that help others to change their lives through this business. So I am streaming today across LinkedIn, my personal page, my Facebook business page, because I like to share this with everybody. And you can see I've got that stupid ring light on. I wish that somebody had sort something out that wouldn't glare in your glasses, but it's great to be here and it's great to see you. So I can see a few of you are watching now. So wherever you are coming from, please let me know. Just pop it in the chat. It'd be great to know and great to connect. So I've been going live now for the past 7 days. This is my 8th day. And this is my 30-day go live January challenge to myself, I would imagine I could say. But I also wanted to do this because this is all about you guys. You know, it might be me sitting here with that annoying ring light going into my glasses, but it is all about you. It's about your expectations for 2026. It's about how you want to be in your life for 2026. And it's about all different things that can hold you back. And for the past 7 days, I've been talking about different subjects to do with all that. And today I wanted to chat about, I can see a few people are watching now, but I wanted to chat about why motivation, it's a big subject, motivation, and it takes a lot to keep us motivated. You know, all those New Year's resolutions that we never stick to and all that sort of thing, because we lose motivation. But the thing is, motivation isn't the problem. All right. No matter what you may think, it's not the problem. It's where we are in life, where we're situated in life. And it's also about our surroundings. All right. And we sometimes tend to blame ourselves, don't we? You know, I want to talk about that. We sometimes say to ourselves that we're not clever enough. And this might resonate with you guys, so put it in the chat. But we sometimes say that we're not clever enough, or that we never stick to anything. Or maybe you say to yourself, you know, we always give up on something. And we say things like, I can't stay motivated, you know, I start strong and then I fall off the wagon, or, you know, I must be lazy or inconsistent. But I want to really say, hi, Victoria. I want to really say clearly to you all today, you are not the problem. All right. It is not you, because the fact is you are just in the wrong surroundings and the wrong situation. And also, we as human beings, we constantly overthink. All right. We overthink everything that's gone on in our past, you know, and all those things, that negative thoughts you're saying to yourself, potentially could be when somebody sadly said it to you, you know, and it's wrecked your confidence. And all those things that you say to yourself where you're not clever enough, or you never stick to anything, or you're not consistent, all that sort of thing. It could be somebody who's told you that in the past, and it's stuck in your brain and it's stuck in your mind, you know, and it wrecks your confidence. And I want to tell you now, guys, that's complete BS. All right. Because overthinking can cause the issues, and being motivated isn't the problem. All right. Or the lack of motivation, because that word motivation is unreliable. It's completely unreliable. You know, it comes and goes, and we all have that problem. I do, you know, and I made myself not a New Year's resolution this year, but I made myself a New Year's expectation that I will lose weight, because it's motivating myself to do it. But actually, the expectation is of how I want to look and what vision I see for myself. And I can see it clearly in my head, you know, and we all have that. Because if motivation was enough, and I want you to put this in the chat, if motivation was enough, New Year's resolutions would always work, wouldn't they? All right, put it in the chat, guys. If motivation was enough, New Year's resolutions would always work. But the fact is, they don't. And why is it? Okay. It's because Most people go back to the same old thoughts, and they also surround themselves with the same situations in life. And I can see there's loads of you watching now, so please put it in the chat where you're watching from and who's watching. Be lovely to connect. Yeah, Ruaid, not enough. Hi, Maristelle. Hi, lovely. But it's true. We go back to those same situations as human beings. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Majid. Happy New Year to you. Accountability does, yes, we need to stay accountable for ourselves, and even that can be difficult sometimes. But we go back to the same routines. We go back to those same, surrounding ourselves with those same people who dim our energy or influence our minds, and how true is that? How many people have got that, We have the same conversations with ourselves and we have the same expectations. Same Groundhog Day. And when you think about all that and put that in a package, no wonder nothing changes. No wonder nothing changes. Hi, Tina. No wonder nothing changes in your life, guys, because who you surround yourself with, what situation you're in, will always beat the motivation, especially if it's a good one, and it will encourage motivation to stay in the room. Happy New Year, Majid. And that is so true. So your environment has got a lot to do with it. Hi, Annie. Your environment's got a lot to do with it, and when you have a good environment, when you surround yourself with great people, then that encourages motivation to stay in the room. How true is that? Because that will determine how you think. Hi, Davina. It'll determine how you think. It'll determine what you believe is possible for yourself. It'll determine what you normalize as your daily routine, and it'll determine what you want to settle for, But if you surround yourself, and honestly, I really want you to take this in, if you surround yourself with people who constantly complain, who constantly just cope, and moan and groan and constantly play small every single day, what's it going to do? It's going to drag your energy down. I know, I've been there. I've been there over 6 years ago. All right. And it will never give you that personal feeling of having room to grow, because you'll be stuck in the same environment, surrounded by the same people who constantly moan, who constantly bring your energy down, and who don't give you room to grow. Hi, Regina. How are you, lovely? And that's so true. All right. But when you're surrounded by people, and I'm going to mention a few people who are looking here. Hi, Supriya. And I'm going to mention these people who are watching today, some of them anyway, because when you are surrounded by people like this, all right, you dream bigger. You take action towards the things that you want. Hi, lovely lady. Hi, Flavia. You take action towards the things you want. You learn new skills. All right. Boy, have I learned so many. And you support each other because you're surrounded by like-minded people. And what happens then? Growth becomes normal. All right. And when you think of the people that are surrounded by all that, so when you think of the people that are surrounded by people who make you feel like growing, you have so much energy and you have so much focus. And when I think about it, the people who don't come forward like that, who feel stuck and are drowning, are the ones that are in the wrong environment, the ones that are surrounded by the wrong people, the ones that are stuck where they don't really want to be. And how do I know that? Because that was me over 6 years ago. Okay. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm not the same person I was back then. It was huge for me, this step. Absolutely huge. When I stepped into this community and this environment that was focused on growth and mindset and leadership, everything changed. I didn't suddenly become a different person, but I was supported in becoming more along the way. And I started to show up differently. I started to think differently and believe differently. I surrounded myself with people who actually got it, people who understood the life that I wanted for myself, not the life that I was tolerating at the time, and that is the difference. And when I look at all these beautiful people who are watching now, and many of them are in this business community, that's what I mean. And they will probably give kudos to that because they're in the same position as me. They are all growing. Flavia, Regina, Davina, Annie, Supriya, they're all growing and they're all global. We've got Belgium, Australia, Belgium again, New York, they're all growing. Annie as well. People who are changing because of this business. And Pilar watching from Spain. Hi, Pilar. And that's what you look at. That's what you see. And that's why I want you to ask yourself honestly, does your current situation support the future you want? And if it does, amen. Hallelujah to you. Great. Carry on doing it. Carry on growing and building and, thriving and not just surviving. But if it doesn't, if it's quietly pulling you down and pulling you back into the past to situations that you don't want in your life, you're only going to create the same results. You're only going to be that same person over and over and over and over again. And you won't just be in a career that's like a Groundhog Day. And boy, do I remember those days. You'll be in a personal Groundhog Day. Do you really want that for your future? Does anybody want that for your future? Yeah, exactly, Pilar. Me too. And that's why I share what I'm building every single day. And that's why I will continue to share for those people who want to listen to it. Hi, Jagisha. And that's why I will continue, because I am part of an online business that offers mentorship and coaching, that offers structure, that offers accountability. Oh, my screen's just gone a bit funny. That offers accountability, that offers a growth-focused community. My screen has definitely just gone funny, I think, but my screen's just collapsed. Can you just put it in the chat to see if you can see me, guys? Just tell me if you can see me. Because suddenly my screen's gone black. Can you see me? Okay, hold on a sec, guys. Can you see me? Let me know. Aha. Nope, it's gone again. I think I've just lost streaming. Let's just... Oh, I'll just carry on then. I don't know why my screen's black this end, guys. Really bizarre. Really, really bizarre. But, all I wanted to say, and I probably will have to end this shortly, but all I wanted to say is, if you want something more, and it's really bizarre talking to a black screen, really bizarre. You can see me your side, but I can't see you my side. This has happened before. But, if you want something more, then message 2026 in the chat, guys, because let's talk about how this business can support the version that you want to step into. Let's talk about how you want to grow, because when your surroundings change, when you surround yourself with people who lift you up every single day, everything else follows. Everything else comes together. So I want you to remember this, that you were never not capable of doing anything. You were just unsupported in your journey, but you will be supported here. So thank you for watching. And I have still got a black screen. I've just got a white banner down the side that says we can see you. Thanks, Rueda. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I will be back tomorrow for day 9. Day 9th of January already. I'll be back for day 9 tomorrow. But remember, time doesn't wait for nobody. And nothing changes if nothing changes. So see you all soon. Bye.